Hello, this is Chetan Narula reporting for Cricket World, and my current pit stop is McLean Park in Napier. I have hopped across the Tasman Sea and I'm here for the 5 ODI series between New Zealand and India, which is starting here in Napier on Wednesday. Both teams building up to the World Cup. Of course, this 5-match ODI series is part of the plan. On that road to the World Cup for India. This is the last overseas series they play before that World Cup, before they go home, play 5 ODIs against Australia and into the IPL leading up to the World Cup. For New Zealand, will they still have Bangladesh to come? And of course, then a few players will come and play the IPL too. But these are going to be final preparations. Both India and New Zealand contenders for the World Cup. India probably second favourites after England. And New Zealand, well, dark horses for everyone. You have South Africa a little weak, Australia a little weak, all teams just building up. New Zealand have been impressive with their team balance, with their strategies, with their run scoring, with their wicket taking. A well-rounded side, really. And of course, India, they've just beaten Australia in test matches, in ODIs, through the T20 series. So a lot to play for in this series. Let's just talk about what are the salient aspects for both sides. Of course, first of all, they're looking to build team balance. Both sides have all-rounders, Kedar Jadhav and Vijay Shankar for India, and Colin de Grandhomme and Doug Bracewell for New Zealand. They're missing James Neesham through injury. He was such a vital element of their win against Sri Lanka. But at the same time, both teams dependent really on their top order. You have Colin Munro, Kane Williamson, Martin Guptill and Ross Taylor for New Zealand. You have Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli for India. And of course, whenever MS Dhoni is propped up at number 4, he's equally good at number 5 as well. So these are the two equally matched sides in terms of their all-rounders. Perhaps New Zealand a little heavyweight in that sense. Colin de Grandhomme, Doug Bracewell, they know these conditions well. Medium pace bowling all-rounders, so perhaps give them a bit of an edge. Vijay Shankar is just one ODI old. You have Kedar Jadhav, who's a part-time bowler. They're really missing Hardik Pandya, our India. He's still back home in India, still suffering the consequences of some poor judgment on his part in terms of talking on a television show. But it is really the bowling that matters for both sides. India are propped up by, obviously they're missing Jasprit Bumrah, but propped up by the revival in form of Mohammad Shami. They have Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Third seamer has been a bit of a problem for them, but they saw that in the last ODI in Australia. They solved it by playing Vijay Shankar, who's a reliable bowler. Then you have Kedar Jadhav bowling his part-timers as well, and 2 spinners. But who are those 2 spinners going to be? Is it going to be Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal? But Ravindra Jadeja has been performing really well for India, so he continues to be in the mix, especially because he props up the batting, the lower order batting a bit when India are missing Hardik Pandya. So a lot of it has to do with compensating for the loss of Hardik Pandya. For New Zealand, they have Trent Boult, they have Matt Henry, they have Ish Sodhi, they've brought back Mitchell Santner. James Neesham could bowl a few overs. They have Tim Southee, who's still sitting on the bench. So they're still calculating in terms of what sort of a balance they want. But it is a good bowling attack. Trent Boult, fearsome fast bowler. Ish Sodhi has given a good sample of his wares. You have Mitch Santander, who's coming back after 10 months. And it'll be about bringing him up from injury and getting him going in the build-up to the World Cup. So summing up then, 2 equally matched sides. We have the first ODI at Napier, then we move on to Tauranga, play 2 matches at the Bay Oval at Mount Maunganui, and then it's on to Hamilton and Wellington before it's the 3 T20 series. So India versus New Zealand, almost 2 equally matched sides. 2 sides which are really in contention for the World Cup this summer. It's going to be a grueling encounter between these 2 sides, a grueling contest. And we might just get closer to know how these 2 teams are placed before the World Cup. I think this is going to be their truest test yet before that World Cup.